Never thought I'd see myself making this kind of video, but it has to be done. So before I get to the real meat of this video, I want to touch upon why I was gone for so long. In short, I lost motivation. It happens. As some of you already know, I used to be a commentator. I used to upload commentaries, but it's hard as hell to come across material nowadays, and that difficulty is what led me to eventually stop making commentaries. I guess you can say I was just being lazy, but I'm opening new chapters in my life. I'm 20 years old, I have a job, I'm getting my own place, I've got a lot to look forward to. But anyways, that's not the topic of this video. Who wants to hear Young King talk about his life of which no one gives a shit about? Today, we're going to be talking about the toxic man-child that is Nightly Inferno, the Ventus SGN 2.0 as I like to call him. Now, some of you may be asking, Young King, what did Nightly Inferno do to you? I'm so sorry to the people who were reminded of that person from that clip. I just could not help myself. But in all seriousness, to answer you guys' question, he tried to shame me into playing J-Stars with him. And I'm going to showcase some screenshots showcasing his immature behavior. So this is how the entire conversation started. He tells me to hop on. I tell him not tonight, I'm about ready to wind down. Mind you, he messages me at 9 o'clock around the same time I have my PS4 down and I'm just laying down watching stuff. Then he accuses me of rage quitting, to which I'm going to clear that up right now. Whenever I play J-Stars Victory Versus, it does this thing where it tells me I've lost connection to PSN and that online battles are no longer available. It's weird, I don't know why it does that, but then again, I'm probably playing an outdated game on an outdated console. J-Stars Victory Versus isn't even in the PlayStation stores anymore. I have that shit on disc. Now, you guys may still not believe me despite the fact that I've showed the screenshot, which is cool. I have the entire clip in which it happened, because knowing this whiny bitch-made hypocrite, he'll do everything in his power to try and debunk the excuse that I rage quit or that I turned my router off. It's at this segment right here where it pretty much happens. I get hit with the Victory Burst ult, and before I even have a chance to respond, boom. There you go. It disconnected me. Let's see what this fucker says to the evidence provided to him. Although knowing this fucking ignoramus, he probably won't say anything worth responding to, because whenever you hit him with something he can't contest, he circles back to the same insults because he lacks the brain capacity to have an actual civilized conversation. Now mind you, these screenshots are only scratching the surface. I haven't even begun to get into the absolute bitch baby he is. So I told him I sent him a screenshot before, stop playing with me, and he continues to repeat the accusation that I already disproved, saying that he's not dumb and that I pulled my router, yada yada yada, along with following it up with name calling. He didn't even ask me to provide the clip in which I was disconnected, he just went with what he thought was true. Hence why I showed the clip earlier, because now this douchebag can accuse me of rage quitting when the evidence suggests otherwise. So Nightly, you ain't dumb, right? No, you are dumb. I just made you look dumb with evidence that you can't refute, fucker. And before you try to make it about my shitty connection, the majority of the matches that we played together went without any sort of lag or delay whatsoever, and I wasn't red barring or even yellow barring at all. That said, I don't want to hear that shit either. My J-Stars Victory Versus game has a glitching problem. And let's not even talk about the fact that he told me that after I left VC, I didn't bother to tell him that I wasn't coming back, to which he's full of shit. Yes, I did. He asks me, you coming back? And I tell him, nah, that's it for me tonight. I wasn't planning on staying very long anyway. This was during the last night that we played with each other before all this shit happened. Whenever I'd be around Nightly and his friends and we'd be playing games, I usually don't stick around for too long, and I'll get into why towards the end of this video. I just want to showcase a few more screenshots. This is another screenshot of him trying to pressure me into getting on J-Stars with him, despite the fact that I've made it clear that I didn't feel like playing with him that night. I want you guys to keep in mind the fact that he's calling me soft while being the same dipshit who's throwing a bitch fit in my DMs because I didn't want to play a stupid little irrelevant anime game with him. I also want you guys to keep in mind the fact that he openly embraces his own toxicity, so much so to the point where anyone who doesn't want to be associated with that negative energy is deemed as someone who can't take a little toxicity and is always around bitch-ass niggas or whatever. And these kind of statements are common among people who are toxic and can't handle people not wanting to be around that energy. People who get defensive when their immature behavior gets called out. Grow the fuck up. This is not a Call of Duty lobby. Me not wanting shit to do with you because of the negative energy that emits from you doesn't equate to me playing with some bitch ass niggas. It's actually because of the fact that I'm used to hanging around people who are more mature than you and who are less ignorant than you. Dog, I know minors, people who are 14, 13 years old who still behave better than this man does. Grown ass man throwing temper tantrums in my DMs because I didn't want to play a stupid little game with him. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Shit like this is the equivalent of Aries throwing a bitch fit in my DMs because I didn't want to play Dragon Ball FighterZ with him. And what's truly baffling about this entire situation is the fact that he's telling me to grow up, yet is hurling insults at me like a little ass kid because I didn't want to play J-Star's Victory Versus with him. And it's kind of funny how he tells me that I can't handle trash talking while being the same dipshit who can't handle me not wanting to play J-Stars with him. I'm under no obligation to be around the source of trash talk, because if I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, dog, trash talking over a stupid little video game is one of the most unhealthiest things a human can do. Hurling insults over something as minuscule as a video game is childish, and the fact that you act like it's normalized is absolutely pathetic. Now, the best part about all this is the fact that he kicked me out of his server. I'm not gonna extend this video any longer than I have to. I've shown enough screenshots to get my point across, so I'll end it with this. Earlier, I told you guys that whenever I play with Knightley and his friends, I don't stick around for that long. This is why. Both him and some of his little funky ass friends are way too immature and infantile for me to be around. I'm sick of the constant trash talk, and I'm absolutely baffled by the fact that this motherfucker thinks that this is normal. I'd say the best argument this man has to make in his defense is the fact that I've been ducking him. And now he knows exactly why. Because of this childlike behavior. That's why I never respond to you when you asked me to play J-Stars. It wasn't because I was busy, it was because I was distancing myself from you because I knew how toxic both you and your friends are. But I'm gonna end it with this. You are by far one of the sorriest, pathetic, contemptible, infantile, toxic, ignorant individuals I have ever had the displeasure of associating myself with. You waste your pathetic life playing these fucking anime games, acting toxic, then justifying that shit with the idea of it being normalized. Grow up and realize that not everybody has time to be playing these fucking games all night. Go outside, go touch some grass. Realize that people have a life outside of these fucking anime games. It's motherfuckers like you who are exactly what's wrong with the anime community. You already have me blocked, which is a good thing, but I'll still say this. Do not contact me again. If I see you in my comment section, I'm not gonna entertain your bullshit. I'm just gonna fucking block you. I've said all I needed to say, now I'm moving the fuck on. You are a man-child, an ignoramus, and an overall shitty fucking person that I want nothing to do with. Good day.